All right. Whoa, that's loud. Microphone became very loud for some reason. There we go. That's much more reasonable. All right. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to. Oh, it still doesn't work. Stupid thing. I don't know what's wrong. I did the thing. I fixed it, or I thought I did. Hang on one second. Let me go ahead and pop up with the Timberborn thing here. You know, it makes zero sense because all of the other stuff works with the cruise control thing, and it was working fine. And you know what? I blame Phoenix Wright. I'm just saying. Hey. So ever since I started playing Phoenix Wright and changed the name of the thing to the Glutes of Justice, it hasn't worked. I changed the name in the little settings thing and I did all that stuff, but it still didn't work. I'm just saying. This is clearly Phoenix Wright's fault. And I can say that because, I mean, Phoenix Wright is just terrible. And nothing has changed on it. And I've got this. Let's see here. Okay. Hang on one second. I'm going to do one quick thing. So we'll go ahead and we'll have our beavers moving here. So for anybody who is unaware, this is Timberborn. It's an adorable RTS. That's a real-time strategy game about beavers and beavers doing beavery things. So you have to collect various wood stuffs. You have to collect food and do all sorts of awesome stuff. It's a very simple game, but it's a ton of fun. It is legitimately surprisingly fun. Well, I really enjoy it, at least. Okay, let me see here. Let's go to the documentation. Okay, and we need... Here. So I hope everybody had a good weekend, incidentally, and a fun time. Because I know it's not the most fun time for some. Okay, let's see here. Stream started. Switch scenes. Okay. Visible notification. Rotate. Why would I rotate? Start replay buffer. Toggle stream. Huh. They have all of this stuff. Did they get rid of it? That might be it. Let me see here. Okay, hang on one second. Stupid API. Okay. All right, I'm going to try something real quick. We'll see if this works. So I'm going to try using what's referred to as a wildcard character for this. and see if that makes it function correctly. Wait, why am I going to be charged with murder? What did I do? Hang on, I got to redo my stuff. I'll have you know I take excellent care of these beavers. I follow all OSHA guidelines relating to all of their stupid walkways and bullcrap that they complain about all the time. Stupid beavers. I think they're so smart. I'll have you know they're not. That's right. Yeah, I built like the 2 levees, and the rest of them are going to be dams. I talked bad about Phoenix Wright. It is true. I am. I'm probably going to be murdered now. I mean, to be fair, it might not work so well. But hang on, let me try something. Yeah, see, it doesn't work. I have to put it in quotes. I shouldn't have to put it in quotes. It shouldn't be necessary. And nobody can say that it's not like reading the stuff and seeing the stuff. Dang it. That really bothers me. Huh. On channel point. And that's what I have. I have it on channel point. And then I have the name of the reward. I have it in double quotes. Reward. Okay. I don't get it. It's very strange. Oh well. Anyway, but I'm just saying I'm still having fun with Phoenix Wright. So I jest with love. So it's totally okay. Why is there not a tree here? I feel like there needs to be a tree there. Oh, is it because it's just off of the watered area? Is that what it is? So see, the problem now is that building out these dams are going to slow the flow of water substantially here. And I'm not going to get nearly the power from my water wheels. So I still have to switch these locations of the water wheel and the what's it called, and the pump, because the water wheel is basically in a completely stagnant area. Regardless, look at that. Doesn't that look so cool? I love it. It's so awesome. But look, see? It has completely stopped the flow of water. Why did that happen? That doesn't make sense. Well, so that means that the level is changing, so I shouldn't have used the dams. That's what I was saying. I was saying I should have used floodgates. Because the floodgates I can put down to 0. I know that the flow is back now, but I just wonder why it left. That's my question. It shouldn't have gone anywhere. Like, see this? This is all completely stagnant. Or it looks stagnant. Oh, the river had to build up to where the spillway is. Okay. Even so, this entire lower area looks pretty stagnant now. Probably because of the dam. And so now we've got like huge currents going here. Holy for holies! I gotta get a district down here. Dang. That's pretty solid right there. Think of all the electricity that I can make. Ooh. I can build Revsville right here. Revsville shall be amazing, and all will love it. Okay, so the good news is that... There, see? It, like, stopped early. It stopped before the actual drought started. I disapprove of this. Oh, calm down, you're fine. This game is so dramatic. So I built the upper dam to protect my trees here. That's why I did that. It's because I want to keep water in this general vicinity. I want to protect my forestry area. That's the reason why I built that. It does also link me to that other little island, but that island is pretty pointless. I did it so that these trees don't die during the droughts, or they don't reduce during the droughts at all. That's why I did it. And so this way, both my farm area and my tree area are going to be fine during at least relatively minor droughts. So I'm not worried. That said, we need to build a new thing here. Actually, probably several new things here. Also need storage. It's a lot of planks. Oh, wrong thing. All right, there we go. But see, now the drought's over and we're still not getting a really good flow here. Well, I mean, I guess it's okay. Yeah, that's pretty solid. The problem is that this is very inconsistent. Can I get windmills yet? I can. Maybe I should do that instead. Or I guess in addition to. Because that water wheel is not being very friendly to me right now. And let me go ahead and build some more storage. All right. So, anybody have any fun plans for the week? Anything exciting going on? I'm getting a little bit excited because I've got a bunch of things that I'm hoping will go well. I've got irons in the fire that will theoretically be good and awesome. I'm not 100% sure, but we're hoping. I do say we because I mean my family and I, all of us. So that's always interesting to think about. And then let's do gear workshop. Oh, that's cool. What are your friends working on or doing? I mean, if you don't mind my asking and if you're allowed to share. Oh, that's nice. New job is always awesome. Yeah, like I've got all sorts of craziness going on this week. I think overall it's going to be pretty good. Overall. We will see. We will see. So incidentally, these particular trees right here, I'm going to be using specifically to collect the resources that they provide. So maple trees give you maple syrup, and the pine trees give you pine resin. The what's it called? The chestnut trees give you chestnuts, obviously. So, oh, glutes. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on for me this week. I think I've mentioned it before, but my family and I are waiting and hoping to move, not super soon, but kind of sort of soon-ish. And so we've been looking at houses and all that kind of stuff. It's a pretty rough process, but we're hopeful. We'll see how things go. Not sure how it will be, but I guess cautiously optimistic is a good word for it. As far as what the dealio is. All right, I want to see if I can get another building fit in here. I believe I can. Yes. Okay, perfect. My industrial zone is highly industrial, but still. And of course now there's no wind, but whatever. We'll get more wind. So incidentally, I'm really sad today. It was kind of a mixed bag day today for me. I got good news, but I also got some not really unfortunate news, but I guess unfortunate weekend technically is what it was. As I this past weekend, as part of the move, part of the problem is, as many of you know, I've got a reef tank, a fish tank, with saltwater fish, corals, all that good stuff. And the problem that I'm running into is if and when we move, I'm not going to be able to keep it. I just can't. I won't be able to move the fish so far, and so that they, stay alive. And so yesterday, Sunday, I actually ended up selling my first fish, and it was one of my favorites. So I was a good bit saddened by that, unfortunately. But it's the reality of it, obviously. I mean, it is what it is. So I'm gonna have to do what I do. By the same token, I'm happy because I do have a backup plan for the fish tank. If I end up not being able to find good homes for all of my fish, the local science museum has a wonderful aquarium exhibit, and they are willing to take all of my donations, all my fish. They won't take my hardware, so they won't take like the actual tank and stuff, but knowing that the fish are going to a good home, and not to mention one that that will allow, literally like generations of people to potentially enjoy, is kind of cool to think about. So yeah, it was just it was kind of sad to have to do to get the fish out, but I like I said, I'm hopeful that it's a good home and everything. It seems like a good home from what I could tell of the guy. Obviously, I don't know the guy personally at all, so can't say much for certain, but seems pretty cool, so that's good. But yeah, I just kind of wish that I could do more, you know. But, you know, dreams are dreams because they're dreams. So I need to build another fan at least. Bunch of hippie power. So there's a board game that I don't enormously enjoy, but I do enjoy, called Power Grid, and in it, the idea is you are taking care of a bunch of homes, you're building up homes, and you are trying to power them through whatever means you have. And you've got your usual coal, oil, but then you have garbage, you've got uranium, and all of this other type of thing. And one of the things that you can do is power that doesn't require any input. So it doesn't need coal or, you know, whatever it happens to be in order to function properly. And so as a collective term, my gaming group and I would always refer to it as hippie power, just because it's better for the environment, even though it's more expensive. I'll get back into it in a few years. I'm hoping so. My issue there is simply going to be that money is going to be a big issue for at least a good while. I mean, with buying a house, obviously, I'm, you know, getting rid of my savings. What I have, or at least a large amount of my savings. And there's going to be things that I have to purchase like right off the bat, in order to make it so that the house is functional and working and worthwhile and all of that sort of thing. And it's going to take time, money, and all that kind of thing. And on top of that, there's going to be other priorities ahead of the fish tank. For example, the house that we're looking at right now, or one of the houses we're looking at, has an unfinished basement. And the idea was that I would basically take over the entirety of whatever basement we end up getting and turn it into a full man cave. So have all of my board games, all of my gaming stuff, all of my everything down there. And it's especially for my videos, like my board game videos and stuff like that, it's not the most ideal thing to have a background of like weird looking nothingness and, you know, cement walls. The problem is that it's really expensive to finish a basement. So I don't know that I'll be able to do anything. So yeah, but that's absolutely my plan, Rev, is that when and if I do get back into the tank thing, I do want to get a bigger one than what I had. I want to get a more decently sized one. And again, that's part of why I'm going to be taking over the basement, so that I'll be able to have like a nice big chunk that I'll be able to dedicate to, like, this is the tank's spot for when I can have it built, or when I can install it, type of thing. Again, I don't know when exactly it's going to happen, but it's going to take a fairly substantial amount of time, unfortunately. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pause my gear workshops because they keep taking all of my planks, and I want them to be used for this other stuff instead. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, basically. That's my and that's the thing is like the solution to having too many board games and not enough space is obviously buy a bigger house or get a bigger area. So there you go. Um, but yeah, being in a doing my videos in an unfinished basement is just not the most ideal aesthetic as far as that's concerned. But the problem is that like there isn't. I don't know how much any of you know about construction, but in order to finish out a structure like this, so the foundation is concrete. And what you need to do is you need to do what's called framing, which is when you put in the wood, you put in the studs, and then you put in insulation in between all the studs, and then you put in sheetrock, more commonly known as drywall, on top of that, and you basically put a whole bunch of screws inside so that it stays on, and then you put what's referred to as drywall mud over the screws and flatten everything out. You sand everything down, prime it, and paint it. The thing is that the framing portion is what's actually the most expensive. Doing like drywall, doing the sheetrock and all that kind of stuff is actually really easy and really cheap. The problem is the stupid framing. It is extremely difficult to do, and it's also very expensive because you want to get good quality stuff. Like you want to get good quality wood for your framing. Not to mention, depending on what kind of insulation you go with. And on top of that, you have to think about stuff like when or if you're going to add in new electrical outlets and things like that. The best time to do it is before you do any framing and things of that nature. So, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, when you have more space, then you need to fill it with more games. I mean, that's the obvious thing. But suffice to say, I'm still looking forward to it and having a large sort of just Danny area that will act as an office, game room, and just sort of like, I mean, for lack of the better term, man cave, essentially. The other problem is that there's a lot of other stuff I want to do. Like I want to start back up with gardening. I do want to start back up with the fish tank, obviously. I won't be able to do that immediately. I know that that's very low on the priority list. But again, whenever we move, there's going to be things that we have to get, like, yard equipment and things like that, because we'll actually have a yard. Regardless, like that's one of the things that we're going to have no matter what and stuff like that. So the Kickstarters are waiting with bated breath. Is that what we're saying, Rev? Yeah, no, I mean, I know I say it all the time, but I am not planning to get new board games. I have much more important things that I have to deal with before I deal with board games, or getting new board games, I should say. It simply will not be worth it in the short term, because I'm going to have to spend my money on other things. So yeah. It's true, Mathan, when you did leave us unattended. You know the consequences. I mean, really, you should be ashamed of yourself, Mathan, frankly. You brought this on you. This is 100% not our fault. Incidentally, alpaca ordinances are really annoying, because they're animals of a farm nature or a barnyard nature. And if you are zoned residential, then typically you can't have those types of animals. It all comes down to zoning issues. Don't get me wrong, zoning issues are stupid, but it's also a fact. So see, this is why I built the dam here, is because I knew this was going to happen, is that during the longer droughts, I would have issues with this. And so that's why I left it there. That's why I had it there. Because I knew that this whole valley would be dried up. I hope it's not long enough to kill off any of my trees, but we'll just have to wait and see. Hey. Stupid wind power. I need Mr. Fusion. Let's see what's next. So paper mill, then printing press. Workshop. The paper mill I can do. I can basically start a very small paper industrial area down here. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing all of the buildings on these is what requires what. So you notice that I have a ratio of the gear shops to the plank, the lumber mills, at a 2:4 or 1:2. That's because the gear workshops require planks in order to function. And so I want to make sure that I can do that and that everybody has everything that they need. That said, I'm probably going to end up needing to... The issue is that, of course, as you're building, then you need more of everything all the time. But other than that, you should be okay. So, either way, I don't know. I'm glad to be moving, or hopefully will be moving. Like I said, I've got some exciting stuff hopefully happening this weekend. If we end up moving, I don't know when it will be. But to be fair, my streams won't really change because I'll still use the green screen. So I guess that's good. But my board game videos will be very, very different for at least quite a while. Because I'm going to have to figure out how to set everything up so that it looks at least halfway decent with everything against just a giant gray nothingness. Well, obviously I'm going to take a hiatus while we move, but I mean after the move, and especially with my board game videos, like right now my background looks nice because it's, you know, my shelves with the wall and all that kind of thing. But upon moving, it's going to be shelves with, you know, gray unfinished basement wall. More than likely, at least. I mean, there's a few houses we're looking at that that are finished, that have finished basements. So, incidentally, for anybody curious, the requirement to call something livable space is that it needs to have completed walls. In other words, you have to have the the what's it called, the framing, the insulation, and the sheetrock, the painting, and all that stuff, you need to have heat. You need to have your HVAC attached, and you also have to have an egress. So you need to have a way out. The thing is that for some basements, they don't count as livable space because you don't have a direct egress to the outside. You have to like go through the house and stuff. So it's not counted as livable space when it comes to square footage and things like that. So, fun fact for all of you who are curious. Yeah. I mean, I could do pretty much anything when it comes to the board game stuff, but I like the aesthetic that I have established, and to the extent that I am able, I would like to keep it. So, you know, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, and obviously it's primarily going to depend on where we end up moving, as well as when exactly we end up moving. So there's just, we have far more questions than answers right now, and that's not a bad thing. It is what it is. So yeah. How much power do these need? They need 80? Good lord. What are y'all doing in them fancy things? So yeah, that's why I was saying that for me personally, I would just prefer to keep my aesthetic, even though I mean, I don't have like a huge following and everything, obviously, and especially on my Twitch, it's not like, you know, I have like the, you know, like all of my sponsorship stuff and all that kind of crap just lying around, like a fancy, you know, sponsored fridge or whatever. So I don't need to worry about anything like that, but I do need to, or well, I don't need to do anything. I don't even need to stream. I can just stop if I really want to. Same thing with my YouTube. I could just stop if I really want to, but I'd rather not. And so to do that in a way that I'm comfortable with would mean that a lot of this stuff would need to change. And I would have to figure out how it would work in the new area. But Rev would miss me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Oh wait. Hang on. I don't have a cup, so I can't actually do it. I used to be able to do that song. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. When I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I'm no Anna Kendrick, but I can pretend. Happy in a farm upstate. And that's exactly what we'd tell you, Rev. That's exactly what we'd tell you. Speaking of which, it's an odd sort of thing because one of the things that I'm going to end up having to deal with is my garden. Because I actually have a pretty large garden of like vegetable crops. And the thing is that I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with them. I'm hoping that my plant guy, because I got a plant guy, will be willing to buy at least some of it back but I honestly don't know if he will. The thing is, I really try to take very good care of my plants and everything. I really do my best to make sure that they're happy and good and all that kind of stuff. So, hopefully they will be. And hopefully he'll be okay with taking some, like my hibiscus. Seriously, I have like the most massive hibiscus plant you all have ever seen in your lives. You have no idea. It is insane. It is ginormous. That is true. It is because of love. I have my hibiscus. Let's get these bad boys started back up. Because we need gears, people. Well, beavers. We need gears, beavers. Also, we need wind. Stupid elements. Stupid nature. And its stupid unpredictability with power. See, it gets windy at night when they're all going to sleep. It's stupid beavers. Fudge. I am not happy. Needs to stay windy for a longer period of time. So as to enable the building of my amazing paper mills. Incidentally, I know I mentioned it earlier that this is an RTS. It's a real-time strategy game, as you all can see doing this stuff. That would be cool. That would be cool. Having like some kind of a storage for power. Like we've got storage for literally everything else, but we don't have storage for power. I mean, seriously, we've got beavers that are building windmills and observatories and like, you know, libraries and smelters and mines, but they don't know how to build a freaking battery? Like, come on. Give me a break. It's a very good point, Rev. Very good point. That said, what was I rambling about? It was something else about... Oh, right. The fact that this is an RTS. One thing about this particular RTS is that it does not involve enemies. So it's much more chill than most RTSs. I mean, I know Age of Empires 4 relatively recently came out. And so that's, of course, the hot ticket RTS at the moment, as Age of Empires always is. But yeah, it's in this case kind of whatever, because you don't have any bad guys that you have to deal with. You're not going to have, you know, your local other beavers attacking you and all that kind of stuff. Sorry, I'm just reading over some stuff real quick. I got an email on my not my work email, but my like professional email that I use for, you know, professional stuff. You know, science-y stuff. And I was like really excited about it because I'm hoping to hear back soon about a potential new job. But as it stands right now, I don't got nothing. You know what the problem with this group is that the only truly reliable mechanism they have for power generation is the power wheel. I mean, the water wheel is good, don't get me wrong, but you do need to find the right spots for it. And of course, during a drought, it does nothing for you. The other group, the Iron Teeth, they have things that run regardless. So like they have an engine that works by essentially burning wood so that you have, you know, as much as you need, essentially. The only enemy is Beaver OSHA. Exactly. Beaver OSHA is the bane of my existence in this game. It regulates how far apart all my buildings can be, and, you know, how big I'm allowed to build and all of this stuff, and it's just drives me insane. Like, stupid beavers are so entitled with their unions and their work. Yeah, I mean, the big windmill is okay, but again, the problem is that it's inconsistent. And like I said, right now, it's like nobody's working because it's too late in the day. But the wind is a-blowing. And so I fully agree that having some kind of a battery system would be awesome for this. It would be really helpful. Well, of course capitalist Danny disapproves of workers' rights. Capitalist anybody disapproves of workers' rights. Like, by definition. That's how workers' rights, the quote-unquote, works. They don't. You don't get them. It's like the whole point. See, and now we've got like this fancy mechanical water pump that lets you move water from one place to another and things. I don't know. I haven't actually used it. This is a relatively rare RTS that allows you to build up. In addition, you can actually build down. You can dig into the water, dig underneath the water. But yeah, in my case, I tend not to do it too much. I tend to stick mostly with just, you know, whatevs. Keeping things level. My beavers are unionizing everywhere. I think it's just strictly out of boredom. Maybe that's what I should do. You think maybe I'll build them some leisure stuff, and then they'll be happy. There you go, you little beavers. Build you a couple campfires. Now you can hang, chill. Get a nice little rooftop terrace up here. Even a couple of rooftop terraces that I will then grant access to. So remember when I said that I normally don't build up? This is what I was talking about. Now I have to figure out how to make it so that I can give the beavers access here. But now watch. See, Beaver OSHA is going to go around complaining again because I'm not installing proper guardrails leading up to the rooftop terraces that I so wholesomely and lovingly built for them. Stupid beavers. I believe I have successfully pleased the denizens of What did I call this place? Is this Isengard? Oh, ironic. But either way, I believe that the denizens of Isengard are pleased now. They have luxury rooftop terraces upon which to chill, in addition to campfires around which they can shoot the stuff. If that's not chill, I don't know what is. Also, beavers get religion in this game, okay? I would like to make that clear. Religion. Beavers get religious. Makes no sense. But you know what? I'm going to build a couple of shrines. There. Now my beavers are free to worship as they please. The inspirational beatings are a big hit. Inspirational beatings are always a huge hit. Oh, that's funny. Inspirational beatings are a huge hit. Ha! Oh, come on. That was a funny joke. Like, that was legitimately hilarious. Okay? I'm just saying. Whatever. You know what, Rev? If you're gonna claim that I'm stealing jokes and whatnot, then I'm just gonna sit here and pout. Because you're being a meanie. Yeah. It's my inspirational squats. You see my forehead. Ugh. No, the drought. It has begun. Da 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 da. Nobody? Really? Okay, fine. It's totally cool. We won't have any amazing quality songs. It's fine. No biggie. Alright, so we've got... that's 2, 4, 50. So when everything is working at maximum efficiency, then that will work. I might be able to get a windmill back here. I can definitely get another water wheel in there. God, that large windmill is so expensive. Right, it is time for me to go, incidentally. So, I am just about to sign off. I'm just going to finish building off this this windmill here. Incidentally, I should have built it in a different place, but that's okay. We'll deal. Alright, so I will do my final things of glutes. We will wait to build this fancy new windmill, which shouldn't be much longer. There we go. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so now we can be more efficient, at least. Granted, it's like essentially overpowered at this point, but you know, whatever. That's okay. So, wait, more of them? Oh, okay, fine. One more thing of squats, and then we're done. Yeah. You see the little beavers off in the corner there lighting the candles at the shrines? See right there? Little beaver worship statue. See, look at that. Doing their morning prayers. Incidentally, I have 7 unemployed ones. You need to put them to work. All right. But that said, I'm going to head out. So I don't know what I pushed. I meant to push that. All right. Well, everybody take care. So incidentally, I've been playing this game for a good while now. I've been debating playing something else just because it's an RTS and technically I can play it for as long as I want and never actually end ever. So I'm curious if anybody wants to see anything else. If not, that's totally fine. I'm perfectly happy playing this. But if you want to see something else, just let me know on my Discord or Twitch or Twitter or whatever it is. Just give me a shout. But either way, I hope that you all enjoyed it. Hope to see you on Saturday with we're going to be doing Phoenix Right, because, well, more like Phoenix Wrong. Because we still have to finish off the case of the Silver Samurai, and I'm super stoked because we're on trial day. And so I love the trial days because we get to really see the perversion of the justice system. At least the American version of the justice system. But that said, thank you all so much again. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.